How's it going, everybody? This is Shaun here with another edition of Shaun Solo. So today at GDC, if you haven't heard already, if you've been living under a rock or if you just don't care about video games, I don't know why you'd be watching this video then. Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain officially announced. Now, obviously, back in December when the Phantom Pain trailer came out on Spike TV during their the movie or the video game awards, like they had the Phantom Pain trailer, and it was kind of mysterious. It was like this Moby Dick Studios, like nobody really knew what it was and all this stuff, but most people kind of speculated like, oh, that looks like Snake and that looks like a Metal Gear Solid game. Which what was revealed today, that Kojima had kind of had like the slow burn plan. You know, back in August of 2012, like he announced what is it called, Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes, which he said was like an open world game that was kind of a lead up to Metal Gear Solid 5. That's kind of what he implied. But anyways, today he announced that Ground Zeroes and the Phantom Pain are Metal Gear Solid 5. So Metal Gear Solid 5, the Phantom Pain is at the actual game, and it's going to be like an open world game, like he said before. And some gameplay footage was out today, a trailer was out today, and I've got to say I am super fucking excited. I'm pumped. I'm so looking forward to this. Like I don't know why, like I understand people don't like the series, they don't get it, or they just can't like embrace something that's kind of just ridiculous, because that's what it is. Like it's not, you know, you can't take it seriously really, I mean, but it's fun, it's ridiculous, it's fun, it's a fun like type of fiction to get involved in. If you go back and watch my kind of like my impressions or thoughts on the Ground Zeroes thing, like that was, I kind of said the same thing. Like I'm just excited about like this in general. And I don't know, like some people are kind of done with the series at this point. I'm not, like I'm looking forward to a new one. The kind of thing that I'm a little, I don't know, not disappointed really, but this looks to be, so far, right now, from what they've shown, is another Big Boss story. And also alluding to some other like members of Fox and stuff like that you fight in like Metal Gear Solid, like the 1998 PS1 game. I believe, like I'm pretty sure they're alluding to some Psycho Mantis, and their Revolver Ocelot was there, and you know, Campbell there, like one of the people that kind of ends up being like a teacher for Solid Snake actually later, and in the series, like if you're familiar with the fiction, you know what I'm talking about. I don't want to, like, if you don't know what the series is, and that's not going to mean anything to you, and it's not going to spoil anything, so. But anyways, yeah, so I'm not, like, disappointed in that. Like, I think, like, what they've shown so far, I bet you, like, you know, just in Kojima fashion, like, he's holding a lot back. I would not be surprised if half of this game is Big Boss, half this game is Solid Snake. I wouldn't be surprised. Kind of like back when Metal Gear Solid 2 came out, and like the Raiden kind of he flipped it over. You know, like they have the tanker level. That's the only time in the game that you actually get to play as Solid Snake, and the rest of the game you're Raiden or Raiden or whatever your persuasion is for that. And I wasn't like, you know, I was not one of those people that was immediately like disappointed. Even as a kid, I was kind of like, oh, that's like a really cool, not a fuck you. I mean, even though it kind of was a fuck you, because he didn't really, I don't know if he really wanted to make that game, but that's a really, you know, if anything, the series has always been interesting, and it was like, that was one of the first examples of kind of like games starting to do meta-narrative, where it was talking about what actual like game mechanics and how the players interact with them, and what it's like to be a player, and the role of the player, and things like that in video games. This stuff's in there, and like Kojima has been having this conversation with gamers for, you know, a while now. A lot of people are starting to, you see that kind of creeping into video games more in a popular mainstream way than it was before. But when that happened in Metal Gear Solid 2, that was kind of a big thing. So I would not be super surprised if he's got some more stuff like rolled up his sleeves, and then he's going to keep close to the chest, or even hopefully secret, because I would love to play this and actually be fucking surprised, because that just happens way too much, like where we just get spoon-fed almost every goddamn detail about a game before it comes out, and like I really don't like that. Like I kind of myself personally, like I'll watch a trailer or something like that, but I kind of stay away from gameplay demos and stuff most of the time. Something like this though, like I was too excited, like, and the fact that they announced it officially that the Phantom Pain was Metal Gear Solid 5, yeah, like I couldn't help myself. A lot of cool stuff in that trailer. Just definitely, there's a cool few references, even like the fake studio that they made, Moby Dick Studios. You know, there's this character Ishmael is there, you know, character from Moby Dick. Got his face all bandaged and stuff like that. Like I said, there's Campbell, Revolver also looks like there. It looks like Psycho Mantis as a kid is in there. And probably a few new baddies. I thought like there's a part where like there's a character that's kind of like walking towards like you and you're like knocked down during the gameplay demo and like walking towards you and he's got like fire and stuff. It looked like it was Volgan from Metal Gear Solid 3, like, you know, because I know he died, but like you never know, like they bring these fucking people back. It's like a comic book, like, you know, Metal Gear Solid, the part of the fun of this stuff is that anybody can always come back, like at any time. It is completely ridiculous, and it embraces that, and I like the fact that it seems like the Phantom Pain is like even going even further with it. It's embracing it. Like it looks like it's just batshit crazy, and you got like people like riding flaming horses and all sorts of crazy shit. Like I don't know. I'm looking forward to it like a ton. I'm really happy that like they're kind of just embracing like the fact that it is like completely ridiculous. They're not shying away from that. They're not like pulling back from criticism. Like a lot of games that come out, you see like that come out, like especially sequels and stuff, end up being completely reactionary to criticism, and a lot of critics, like people have turned on Metal Gear Solid like in a big bad. There's been such a backlash to this series over the past few years. Like I grew up with it, like I embrace it for what it is. I like it. The crazier it gets, the more I like it, the more I enjoy it. But there's been like a huge backlash for people like, oh, it's just like 80% cutscenes, 20% gameplay. Well, then don't play it. Like I don't know what to tell you. I mean, that's part of the fun. I mean, it's not true. Granted, there are a lot of cutscenes in Metal Gear Solid series. There always has been, and like at this point, you should just know that and walk away. If you don't like it, don't play it, and don't piss on everybody's parade that does like it, because we all, trust me, everybody that likes this series knows that it's fucking crazy. It's absurd and it's stupid, but we like that's why we like it. Like that's part of the fun of it. It's like watching like Crank. Like if you're familiar with the Jason Statham Crank movies, like Crank 1 and Crank 2 are fucking retarded. But they're so much fun to watch. Like they're just over the top crazy fun. And that's kind of, I think that's a good analogy to like what Metal Gear Solid is like as a game, as a fiction, as the fiction goes. I mean like, but like even from mechanically, this series has always been interesting. It's always been trying to do something new and interesting with like stealth mechanics and stuff like that. Because even, you know, back in PS1 era, like you gotta remember, there wasn't anything like this. This was pre-Splinter Cell and all that stuff. So like, it was the first one that tried to use like kind of dynamic, like making noises and like sneaking around and stuff, like use it in a way in a 3D environment that actually like was successful with it. I'm sure there was some other games. I mean, there was elements of stuff like that and other, like even go back to like Super Nintendo, NES days. Like there was games that had those kind of mechanics, but never in the way that Metal Gear Solid like was able to pull it off. But anyways, I'm kind of ranting. I don't know. I'm pretty excited about it. I was kind of curious about what your feelings are on it. Like, are you excited about it? As excited as I am? Do you think it's stupid? If you do, I'd be like interested to have a conversation with some people about this, because I understand the argument of why that people don't like it. I just happen to disagree with you, and it's not because I think you don't get it. You probably do get it. You just don't care about it because you're a jaded, cynical asshole. I'm kidding, that's a joke. But anyways, yeah, so I just kind of wanted to make a little short video. Well, it's supposed to be short. These are always supposed to be short, and I end up just talking at this camera for what seems like forever and ever. And anyways, yeah, so I'm looking forward to this. We'll have a BioShock Infinite review up actually within the next few days. Ryan's just finishing it up. I beat it last night. We'll be sharing our thoughts about that. But anyways, yeah, I'm Sean, and I'll talk to you guys again when I have something to talk about.